Welcome to Nuggets for the Sound Musician. Get ready for insights to elevate your journey as a musician. Let's gear up, improvise, and get paid.
Okay, and let me see if Kuman, are you there? Kuman,
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
oh, I'm doing better now that I know that I have got you on the air. It's been kind of a
Excellent.
mad scramble in here for the last minute and a
Oh, yeah.
half. I
Oh,
don't
man.
I don't
That's
know
okay.
why. Sometimes it just takes me a little bit more to get together.
Tech
But I am
technology.
Yeah, it's technology.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly
Mm-hmm.
what it is. So, today on the Art Spark TX Radio Hour, we're going to be talking with Fort Worth musician Quamon Fowler, who received one of the first VSA International Young Soloist Awards and afforded him his first performance at a young age at the Kennedy Center. Um, a standout in high school, he started with Tom Burchell at Weatherford College and Alvin Baptiste at the Southern University in Baton Rouge. He's a performer, composer, and educator who still blazes new trails on and off the stage. So, welcome, Quamon. I'm just so excited to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Celia. It just brings back memories. I mean, 24 years ago. It's amazing, you know.
I was trying to
It's
remember when that was.
ooh,
What it was in the early
yes,
2000s. That much I remember.
yes,
Or was it actually
yes.
2000? Um
It was 2001.
2001. Okay. Yeah, the Space Odyssey. There we were.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking to Quamon. Again, we've established that I met Quamon in 2001. I was very new to VSA. Um, and you were, I think it was one of our first. I'm not sure how far back the Young Soloist program went. It might have been a few years before, but you were certainly my first, and it was very exciting to go to DC and to see you in performance there. So, can you share with us a powerful memory that you have? And it doesn't have to be about that, just a powerful memory in general, and why, what makes it so powerful to you?
Um, a powerful memory. Uh, well, I think um, in terms of performing, when I've been performing, I've been playing for a long time, over 32 years on the saxophone. Before that, I did violin, and I just remember performing, getting to the point where you have like somewhat like an out of body experience. And I remember when I did perform in where was I? I used to do these competitions in high school for called AXO, and I remember going to nationals and performing on stage in front of thousands. And I just remember playing and then having this experience where it was just I was just kind of automatic, and it's like I was outside of myself watching myself play. And I think it's and it happens from time to time, but it's just one of those things when everything connects, mind, body, soul, body, soul, and spirit, when you've prepared and then the moment is right and you're in sync, and then you're not really conscious. It's like you're conscious, but you don't have to really think about it. It's like you can kind of enjoy the experience as you're actually executing. So I just remember that. I just thought about that moment.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And I think you're exactly right that when you are prepared and you are confident, your body takes over. And you are just, like you said, you were able to watch yourself on stage and kind of take in that whole experience because you were not worried. It was all in sync. It was just flowing through you. That's very exciting. That's very exciting. And when did that happen? Do you remember? You said it happens once in a while.
Yeah, that was in high. That was in high school. That was probably like Uh, that was probably like 97,
Okay. Wow. Okay.
1997.
So, when did you realize that music was your jam?
um, early, like probably like, yeah, probably 10, 12. Yeah, yeah, 10, probably, I guess 12 when I started playing saxophone. But it was just something that it was very natural for me. Um, and I didn't realize it. I just had a hunger and I guess a drive to learn. And, when I heard things, I accelerated, my progress on an instrument, on the saxophone. And then, I had such like I say, a hunger. So it's like, when I would hear music, I would sing it, learn it. I would record myself. I would practice, transcribe, what we call transcribe in jazz, where you're listening to it and you learn what you listen to. And even the stuff that I didn't understand, I still tried to learn it. And then when I would practice, I would have this attitude or this approach where it's like I wanted to sound exactly like what I was listening to. Like by the time I finished practicing, so it really pushed me forward fast.
That
Yeah.
and I listened to an interview with you. I don't know when it was, where you talked about that your dad gave you a violin, right? And you first were in violin classes, um,
Yes.
and then you went to then you saw a saxophone on TV. Is that it? And you had this aha moment, like that's my instrument.
Yeah. That was Sesame Street. Right. Yeah. I still remember it.
So yeah, you were watching Sesame Street. So
Yeah.
what was the moment?
Wow. Yeah. I was at my mom's. Well, my mom and dad's, and I remember seeing it on an episode where they showed the making of the saxophone, and they showed the assembly line of them putting it together, and then when they started playing, you probably can find that same episode on YouTube. I think I found it some years back, but but yeah, it just something about it, the sound of it, the way it looked, it just captivated me. And so I was like, I want to do that. I want to do it. And so yeah, when stuff happens like that, it's like I tell people, like when I saw Ayana, my wife, something about her, and I was like, man, that's that's my wife. She's like something. It's just you just know.
I know. I had people tell me that. I always just think that that's so interesting, that, people say, "Yeah, I met him," and I'm like, "I'm going to marry that person." And you're like, "Really?"
Yeah,
And it
yeah, it's hard
happens.
to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you just know. It's like yeah, you just know. It's almost like how you can feel. It's yeah, it's definitely spiritual, but when you can feel something, you can't see it or explain it, but you just feel it. It's
Yeah.
like an impression,
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
frequency, or something happens, awakes in your spirit, and you're like, oh, okay,
So
okay, this is what I'm doing.
I remember from that interview you said that you went to I think you went to a class. Was it a camp or something to learn saxophone?
Yes.
And they taught you one
Well,
note
this was
on the first day?
yeah. Yes, Mr. Timmons at Morningside Middle School.
There you
So
go.
we went to camp. We went to our band camp first day, and he showed us how to play middle C. And so we got middle C, and right when the class was done, I went right to him, and I was like, "What's the rest of the notes?" And he just laughed. He's like, "You gonna get that tomorrow? Throughout the week, we gonna go through the notes." And I was like, "Nah, that's not good enough." No.
I got to know those notes.
Yeah.
So we didn't have internet or YouTube or anything
Nope.
back then. So how you went home and taught yourself? How'd you do that?
I remember yep, we were Forest Hill, so we were at our house, at my house, and I just figured it out. I had a book. My daddy had made a stand for me and put a light on it so I could see the notes out of the book, and I took the fingering chart and I just learned the notes, each note on the horn, from middle C all the way down to low B flat, and yeah, I was just consistent. I probably played like probably 4 or 5 hours or so. I actually probably more than that. So, when you first getting started and you don't have, at the time, no internet, no phone. I mean, we played video games. I played video games and basketball, but I was so into it. So it's like it was very consuming, and it was a journey. I was exploring. So I don't know why. I just wanted to.
So when you went back the next day, did you teach the class at that point? What did your
uh,
teacher say?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I just remember. I do remember as we would play the songs. I would always keep playing when he would cut us off. So he would get mad. He'd say, "Fowler, take the horn out of your mouth."
Now, is he still around? Does
Oh,
he know the success that
I
you've
think
had?
so. Yes, Mr. Timmons does. I'm sure he would get a kick out of this. I'm gonna send this to them if I can find them. Even my teachers from Morningside, yeah, they would love to hear this.
Yeah, that's great. So we're gonna play a song, Grammy's House. Do you want to talk to a little bit about what is Grammy's House and what's the story behind the
Yeah.
song?
Well, originally I was gonna call it Lexi because we had just had our baby girl, but then I decided to change it to Grammy's house because at the time we would go. We used to go to Ayana's grandmother's house and eat, um, when she was still alive. And then, of course, when she passed, then we would go hang out at her mom's place and my mom's place. And so I just thought about, Grammy's house, that whole feeling of being in a loving environment and eating and enjoying family. So, but yeah, I was thinking about it from that standpoint as a kid or son or
And are you playing
grandson.
all the instruments on this?
No, I have. I'm playing saxophone. I have my man Jermaine Morgan. He's playing bass on it. I have Alan Johnson on keys and CV. DeShelle. He's from DC on drums.
All right. Well, we're gonna listen to Grammy's House. Granny's house. I'm going to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, you see,
Yeah, it's wonderful.
ain't that something?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
forgot to include that's Kevin Turner on guitar as
Okay.
well
Oh,
on that
nice.
cut. Yeah.
So we're gonna take just a minute for station ID, and we'll be right back with Quamon Fowler.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. This is the ArtSpark TX Radio Hour, and we're speaking with musician and educator, composer Quamon Fowler, who still calls Fort Worth home.
Yeah.
So it seems, Quamon, you've been pretty much a visionary your whole life. at least since very early in your life, it appears like, like Sesame Street age. So, and you're pretty well, you're very self aware and you're very much in
Mm.
touch with your spiritual and your physical. Um,
Mhm.
so, what strengths do you have in your person and in your life that have kept you moving forward at times when things seemed a little bit bleak?
Of course, my dad and mom. My dad is passed now since 2012, but my mom, of course, is still at it. She's 80.
Oh my goodness!
As a matter of fact, yeah.
Well,
I'm
shout
like,
out to
wow, Mama.
mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and it starts there. They help to give me that foundation. Um, and I was thinking about something. You reminded me of it, and so you know, as a kid and having a visual impairment, I remember I was in school and it was a time where I had uh, a therapist to come by the class, and I'd have to go out and work with them or whatever, and I had to take a test, and it took me a long time to take the test, and so something was trying to discourage me or make me feel bad about having to take extra time and all of that. But then another something's like, but wait a minute. It's like I can do this. Like this is not a hindrance. So you know how you have they show those depictions of the devil and on one side, on one shoulder, and then God is on the other side. So I remember having a moment like that where I was, the devil tried to make me feel bad and down on myself, have low self-esteem, but then God encouraged me on the other side. And so I felt that. And then at that point, I was very, really comfortable and I had self-esteem. But of course, the enforcement came from my dad and mom and encouraged me to read the word, had me in church. So that would be my foundation. And so I just been running with that. It's just, I would say that's the source right there.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
yeah, it really carries over into everything that you do, and everything that you undertake, and the way that you live your life. It definitely your beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, and are definitely you can tell that that's a foundation for you. So, um, looking at that, you have run, and I think you started this during COVID, maybe, or maybe before, what you
No,
called
it was before.
the Jazz Web Shed. So that was really
Hmm.
kind of the launch of you as a teacher, as an instructor. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, so originally it was Music Web Shed in 2009, and I changed it to Jazz Web Shed. And it was an online membership site where I was putting up videos, instructions of me going over jazz and going through different exercises and approaches. And then I changed things, and then I changed the channel, my YouTube channel, into Jazz Web Shed. And then over time, I changed it to Texas Tenor Academy. Then I finally just changed it to Quamon Fowler. So, but I still do have a mentorship program. It's just it changed names. So now it's called the Sound Musician, and we focus on improvisation. I'll teach how to improvise, better improvise, and develop your sound and your voice on your instrument. And I deal with music business, and it's all about having a well-rounded experience, and that's really why things evolve to where it's not just about music part, but just the whole package. Because that's kind of been my mantra throughout my life is, not only to be a good musician, but be a good person, a good, family person, and also be responsible and have a good, and be successful in your business. Because ultimately, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, and I remember when you and I were first talking about this years ago that you really wanted to offer an alternative to folks who were interested in music and who were not interested in some of the temptations that can come with music, especially in jazz, but in all music. And so,
Hmm.
ways to offer individuals a different way of looking, a different way of being
Yeah,
through the work that
definitely.
they were doing with you, and that was your mentorship. And you mentioned the other day that you put up. Do you still do this? You put up licks, and then people improvise with you. They're just playing along with whatever the recording is that you've put up online, or
Hmm.
is that and so
Hmm.
and is that part of your lesson, or is that just a way to get people learning how to improvise? I guess, right? And do
That's
do you,
that's a part of that's a part of my mentorship program. So inside of the mentorship program, I have different courses, different videos that they can watch. But I also do live sessions where we'll go over things and I'll play lines. They'll work on them, and we'll go back and forth. And sometimes I'll do uh, play along. So I'll play along with something and improvise over it, and then I'll teach them some of the things that I play.
that's great. And so you kind of threw out a few names there. So it Jazz Webshed, and then Texas Tenor, and then Kuman Fowler, and now it's Sound. So
Okay, yes.
I mean
So,
that's the
okay, what is it?
evolution of
The
Kuman.
evolution. So yes, right now on YouTube it would be just my name, Quamon Fowler.
And that's
And
Q U
no, no,
yep,
Q U
QUA
A M
MON.
M O N
Yep.
Fowler, Fowler.
Right. QUAMONFOWLER. All righty, and that's it. If they go to YouTube, that's what they find.
Yes, and I'm sharing messages, inspirational messages, along with video. I mean, performance clips, and then I'll put up some teaching, of me. You'll find teaching of me going over jazz improvisation and stuff.
Great, great. Well, that's great. We have another song that we want to. Not going to play the whole song, but we're going to play next a little bit of Child's Play. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this composition?
Yeah, originally I used it as an example to teach my college students at the time how to take three chords and make a song out of it. And then as I did it, it reminded me of my kids playing, and so it kind of took the character of them.
And when you say your college kids, were you teaching at Texas Tech?
No, no, this was much later. I was at the time at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary.
Ah, okay. Because you went to Texas Tech, and that's where did you get a master's there or a MFA? What did you
Mhm.
get at Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I got a master's degree in performance there at Texas
Ah,
Tech.
okay. Terrific. Well, let's listen to just a few minutes of Child. And on this, are you playing all the instruments, or who's with you on this?
Great question. So that's Ryan Hagler, who's actually in Austin now. He finished his PhD from UT Austin, and then you have the great Jason Thomas, and he's on drums. He's Roy Hargrove, and he played with Snarky Puppy. Excuse me. And man, Cornell Gaskin, phenomenal piano player. We lost him last year, but he's phenomenal. And then I'm on the saxophones, and I believe that's it.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you play the iwi on this, or is it just the saxophone?
Yes,
Okay. You're
yes. Yeah, I play the iwi.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of iwi in this. Well, let's listen to a few minutes from Child's Play because I want to have some time left to talk to you about the Quamam Fowler Music Foundation. So
Excellent.
let's go ahead and just listen to a couple minutes of Child's Play. I guess I would be remiss uh, if I didn't say that you often play in a quartet for a long time. You have the Quamon Fowler Quartet that's made up of different musicians at times. Are you still doing that a lot?
Yes, we just did the show. We just did the show Saturday with my quartet. Yes,
That's
at Scat
fabulous.
Jazz Lounge. Mhm.
That's great. So, most recently, you have formed the Quamon Fowler Music Foundation, of which, full disclosure, I am one of the proud founding board members. So,
Yay!
yeah, I was really happy.
Mhm.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. So, what are your hopes and dreams for this foundation? What led you?
It's like what I was explaining even from earlier, like having that experience when I was playing, and you could kind of look out. I could look outside of myself and kind of see what I was doing, and that's what I even experienced with focus or doing this foundation. It's kind of like you look back at yourself and what you've done. I look at my work, what I'm known for, what people appreciate about me, and then I was like, well, that's music, creative entrepreneurship, and encouraging those who might have impairments of sorts in the in about being successful and how to just go after it, And so that's me. That I've overcome things, uh, dealing with a visual impairment, and it has not stopped me. And so I thought it'd be appropriate to start a nonprofit organization that's on those three pillars like music education, creative entrepreneurship, and encouraging those with impairments that they can be successful, you know, with arts or.
Yeah, and you're just a fledgling foundation, right? Are you like in your third week, maybe a month,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
of getting your IRS determination? So that's very exciting.
Yes,
And
right. So yeah, it should be May or so.
so, is this going to be all online? Is this going to follow in the tradition that you have, um, or are you still doing some in person classes? Have you ever done in person classes, or has everything always been
Hmm.
online for you?
No, no, I do in person classes. This is gonna be both. I'm gonna do, yeah, in person, and I'll do online. It's unfolding, more and more. I just get my instructions and I say, yes, sir. Okay, God.
So, what is the average age of the student that you work with? That you,
Most of them are, yeah, most of them are in their 20s, 30s, and even retirement age, you know. Um, yeah, so it can be college students.
and
But I mean,
are they folks that have
uh,
played the saxophone and they're coming to you to learn how to do it better, or are some of them just
yeah,
picking it up for the first time? Describe one of your average students.
most average students are ones that play and they come to me to play it better. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, but my I'm seeing a need to be able to go into the high schools, maybe middle and high schools, to provide an example. Like I've done career days here. Well, yeah, career days before. I just did one recent where I went into a primary school and it was able to play and talk about the saxophone. So I'm gonna be doing that as well. I'm seeing, just like I said, I'm going back looking at my life and my influences and what triggered things for me, and I'm going to be doing those same things, providing those services, whether kids who are just getting started on the instrument, and then throughout middle school and high school to be able to share and play and just show them an example.
That's great. That's great. And so, in terms of your own music right now, are you still composing? Are you still coming up with new tunes, or what do you call them?
Yes,
New
that's a
tunes,
great
licks, what?
that's a great question. It's so funny. I heard something today, and like I really pretty much write when I'm inspired, and I don't plan it. It's just one of those things. Stuff, melodies will hit me, and so my process is I'll record into the voice memo, and then I'll put it into Logic. As a matter of fact, I was just in Baton Rouge. We had to play to honor Mr. Baptiste. I put together a band of his former students, and actually we played at the Manship Theater, Hartley Bay Studio Theater there. And the next day we recorded at Southern University where I went to school. And so I actually wrote a song that night. We Wednesday that night I heard something. So that Thursday we got in the studio and recorded it. So the process was I was just hearing a melody and I kept singing it, recording it. I actually beatbox the drum part, and I send it to everybody. And then when we got in the studio, we put the changes down, and then we played it.
That's terrific. That's so great. I love that. And so that was just a few weeks ago?
Not even a few. That was like a week ago.
Okay, great, great. Well, it's coming up to the end of our time. Where can people go to find out about the Kuman Fowler Music Foundation?
Well, yes. So its standalone website is still pending, but you can go to QuamonFowler.com. My name, QuamonFowler.com. And if you have any questions or any inquiries, even want to support, you can email me at info@QuamonFowler.com. And if you want to call or text, 877-360-4014. That's 877-360-4014.
Terrific. So thank you, Kuman. We're going to go out with another song, You're My Protection. And it's been terrific talking with you, Kuman. I really look forward to visiting with you in the future.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. You have always been a blessing to me.
Well, thank you, Kuman. And so here we go. You're My Protection.